Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to Soulful Conversations. Today, we are going to delve into a topic which is very, very close to my heart. A topic that has driven me to come and speak to you today. The topic for today is healing. Why it matters, the soul and science behind healing. Most of us in our lives are trying to get better, trying to find a life that is as per our dreams. But do we actually succeed? We get new jobs, we come out of old relationships, we find new people in our life, leave our families behind. We feel, why did I meet this person? This person has spoiled my life. And yet, even after leaving all those behind, after some time, we find that the same pattern knocks at our door. The same pattern comes and tells, hi, how could you leave me? I'm there again. Why does this happen time and again? The answer to this is because there's something which wants to come out. There's something which needs to be heard. This is because your hurt is unhealed. At some point of time, you start wondering and asking yourselves the question, what is wrong with me? Why is that I am the one who is facing all these kind of challenges? Why is that this happens with me only? The answer, my dear friend, is that there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that you need to heal. You need to be heard. Hi, I am Shubhra and I work in the space of healing and inner transformations. And today I'm going to tell you why healing is not optional anymore. Why healing has become the most important part of our life. And for that, let's get started. If we look into the history of healing, we always associate it with spirituality. But recent studies have shown that healing is something which is not just needed spiritually, but scientifically also. Now, when I say healing, I'm not talking about fixing something in you. Why would I fix something? You're not broken. You're whole and complete just the way you are. But then you would come and tell me, why does it happen that I behave this way? I know that this is wrong. I shouldn't do this. Why am I doing it time and again? I follow disciplines, I do affirmations, I'm following routines, I'm watching motivational videos on YouTube, listening to so many podcasters. I'm so motivated, but why am I doing this time and again? This is because you have not let your past be your past. Your past still controls your current reactions. It still controls how you behave in each aspect of your life. Healing doesn't mean that you forget who you are. Healing only means that your nervous system gradually realizes that you are in a safe space. And science has proven this over past so many years that we don't need to be perfect. We don't need to fix things. There's one very famous trauma researcher, Dr. Koch, and he speaks about a very profound thing, which he says that the body remembers. Now, what does he mean by the body remembers? You might feel that you have moved across things in your life. It do not matter. It does not matter what happened in the past. But it doesn't work that way. It doesn't, because your body does not let it go so easily. The suppressed thoughts, the suppressed emotions come out. They come out every now and then. You would have heard yourself saying that, I did not want to react that way. I did not want to fight with that person. I did not want to yell on them. And yet I did it. Or you could feel that, that person left my life or we parted ways for good. And yet I keep blaming myself. I just can't come out of it. Even though logically you know that the thing that happened was good, was for the right reasons, you still are not able to come out of it. This is because your nervous system still connects to it. You have not been able to come out of what you were feeling then when that person left you. And as in common language, we say there is no closure. Unprocessed emotions don't disappear. They live in the nervous system. When you might have come across your friends telling you, this is all in your head. And when they say this, they are not wrong. because it actually resides in your nervous system. It comes out time and again when you're going through similar situations in your life. It replays the experience that you had at that point in time, replays, and you try to protect yourself. The flight or the fight mode comes into picture and you go into survival. That is where you react in the most unprecedented manner, which you didn't even expect. Now, how can we fix this? We'll come to how we can fix it. But before that, let me tell you something. Studies have shown in the past that the amount of stress we take has a direct impact on our body. It will impact your energy levels, it will impact your inflammations, it will impact your hormones, your immunity, everything gets changed or impacted by the amount of stress you're facing in your life. And that is why it is usually said when you're sick that don't take stress, everything is going to get fine. And once we are in that state of mind, things get better. But it's not easy to be there, isn't it? We have all gone through this because we keep thinking the worst case scenarios. If this happens, what will I do? If something happens to me, who will take care of my child? If I lose this relationship, how am I going to survive? This is all because there is so much within us that is unprocessed. Having said that, I would like to very, very clearly call out that healing is the process of bringing your body back into safety and understanding that things that have happened in the past are a thing of the past and it should not impact my current decisions, my current scenarios, what I do right now. The hopeful part is that neuroscientists claim that our brain can be rewired, and it's called neuroplasticity. With simple practices like mindfulness, emotional awareness, and compassion, not only towards others, but compassion towards yourself also, you can bring a change in the way you think, in the way you feel. It's very, very important that these practices are followed in our day-to-day life because this helps rewiring. So, you're not stuck in a pattern. There's always a way out. You're not too old. If you think that I'm too old, oh, I'm 50, I cannot do this. No idea. That's not the challenge because rewiring is still possible. You're not damaged. Your system will learn the new way. It's just that it needs enough practice. And that is why most of the coaches or healers that you would go to, they focus a lot on affirmations. They give it different names, but in one form or the other, it is affirmation because when you speak that with intention every single day, you move towards rewiring your brain. Healing can happen through this also, even though there are multiple paths. Just let me give you an example. So when we get hurt, say suppose you have fallen down, there's a wound, right? And in order to fix that wound, you'll apply some ointment. You'll take care of that wound every single day. Gradually it turns into a scar. You do not become perfect. Your skin might not be the same there, but you are whole. Similarly, emotional healing also is the same. You do not need to be that perfect self where you do not feel any pain. But the relapse time of coming back to your true self reduces. That is what healing truly looks like. You don't react now. You start responding in a better way to the situations. That is what healing looks like. And as I was saying, there are multiple ways to heal. How do I put it? The best way to put it is that there is therapy, there is coaching, which are one of the most known ways of how you can heal. But there are other ways by which you can heal through your body. India in the past has focused on yoga and meditation, which is a very, very good method of meditating. And the Asian countries have promoted this time and again. Even though now it is being followed so much in the West, it originated in Asia and we know the values and the importance of meditation. There's breath work, there is somatic work, there's nervous system regulations. So much of it can be done in order to let the emotions come out so that you can process them appropriately. If I speak on the spiritual side of things, there are many practices like Reiki, Akashic healing, then you have the inner child healing. These healing techniques also come and help you bring out what you are feeling. And if you ask me now that which is the best way for me? So my dear friends, there is no hierarchy. I cannot say that go for Akashic or go for inner child healing or just consult a therapist or go to a counselor or just sit and meditate. There's no one solution or there's nothing that, one answer fits all. It varies person to person. So being humans, we have the liberty to make mistakes and we have the ability to correct it. But let's start with loving ourselves and being compassionate towards ourselves just as we are with our loving beings. Towards the end, I would like to summarize it this way. Healing is not about being perfect. Healing is about becoming whole. It's about responding versus reacting. It's about choosing instead of repeating the same pattern, consciously making the decisions to do what you feel is right. And my dear friends, nothing is random. The reason you went through certain experiences in life was for you to understand something out of it. Take the understanding, leave the experience behind. That is how you grow. That is how you become better. And as I said, nothing is random. You stumbled upon this video because you needed to understand the learnings that you need to take from your life and then heal yourself rather than loathing about it. And this also means that a part of you is ready to become whole. Having said that, healing happens without pressure. Healing happens in safety. And you are your first safe space. With that, I would like to conclude this and tell you that if you want to understand more about the different healing modalities like Akashic, EFT, or inner child healing, stay connected, like and subscribe this channel, and we'll bring in more depths about all these modalities. Thank you. See you on the other side.